Cap, are you actively aware that you're being crushed by a pillow? We just walked out here and that's how he's laying. I mean, Sagan's not being crushed by no pillow. I mean, hey man, you do you. It's fine. Hello everyone and welcome to Wednesday. So, this is pretty embarrassing for me, but I actually forgot my camera today. That never happens. And just so you know how big of a deal it was that I forgot my camera, I also forgot my wallet. So like that doesn't ever happen to me, but today I just totally did, which is kind of bad, because I realized it when we were nearly to where we were going. I was like, man, I don't have my wallet. So I won't tell you who was driving, but it was a bit of a concern all of a sudden that I didn't have anything. The reason that was a big deal is that I was on my way to the doctor, and I was assuming like they were going to ask for a form of identification, etc., and they did, and it was kind of embarrassing to be like, yeah, I don't have anything. I was like, but I got my wife. Look at her.
The insurance carrier and has her insurance card.
Yeah, so it worked out okay. They didn't need to see my ID. Mal had her credit card, so she paid for everything. And yeah, it was really embarrassing. That never happens to me. But right before we left, I was in a tizzy because I was trying to do something, and then I just completely forgot. So that sort of sucked because I did go to the doctor today, like I said yesterday, and I got my hand worked on. I talked to the doctor. The doctor was super chill.
I liked him.
He was nice. I really liked him. He came in and, I said, I've had this bump for like, I don't know, 1 or 2 years. I had them on each wrist in high school. They went away on their own. The only reason I've come in is because my deductible was met because I had an appendectomy. I really am not interested in surgery because I've had way too many people in my life that have had things go wrong with hand surgeries, and it freaks me out, including my father, actually. I don't know if you guys knew that. My dad had hand surgery that was terribly botched. And, with all that, I was like, I'm just interested in getting the cyst drained. And he was like, okay, yeah, that's no problem. So he could do it today, and he did it. And it was great. And you were a little squeamish.
Yeah.
I don't care about needles or anything, so I watched him do it. And I actually watched him go through the entire thing, and I thought it was really fascinating. They numb it up because the stuff, this might be a little gross, but the stuff that's in the cyst is actually like very thick, like almost gelatinous stuff. So in order to get it out, if they're going to drain that, they have to use a very like large gauge needle. So it's not just like a little needle that they'd give you a shot with. It's like a thick needle because it has to pull that goo out. And I watched him do it, and it was really interesting. But yeah. Now you can't.
Once it was done before he bandaged it, it looked like it was gone.
Yeah, like it's flat again. You guys won't be able to tell for a day because I have to leave this on, but yeah. So that's done. So I felt bad because I didn't have the camera. I couldn't talk about any of that stuff, but whatever. It's fine. My head is not screwed on super tight today, but at least I got this taken care of, and the doctor was super nice. And the biggest thing was that they could do it this year. Because if I would have had to have come back, it probably would have been after the new year, and the insurance would have reset. So it's nice I was able to do that today. The other cool thing is that we got our trash can. I almost said installed, but you can't really install a trash can. That wouldn't have been the correct terminology. But yeah, we had the old trash can. The old trash can's still over here. And it was just one that sat open all the time. And now we got this cool one that's got
It has an air freshener like built in.
Which is neat.
Yeah, and you let go and it's slow. It doesn't just slam back down.
Yeah, it's really cool. So thanks again, Mom and Dad, for giving us that for Christmas. We had food in our refrigerator that was leftovers from before New York, and we wanted to make sure all of that was emptied out and got rid of all that stuff. And then once we did all of that today, took it to the dump, then we installed this new trash can, so everything's good. Now, the big deal for today, as you know,
getting rid of that animal on your head.
There is an animal on my head, and I really need it gone. And I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, do you have time tonight to cut my hair? That would be fantastic. And she said, yeah, come on over. And I was like, cool. So we're going to go over, and I'm finally going to get rid of this, which means, as always, it's time for another haircut haiku.
Huh. I guess this was the last haircut of the year. More trims in 18.
And holy cow, I am so glad to have my hair removed from my head, because it has needed to go away for quite some time. And because we're over here, we're going to have some ham sandwiches, because we're still working on the Christmas food, but there's still a ridiculous amount of ham. So Mom's making some little tiny sandwiches, and that's going to be a really good snack. After we finished our sandwich snack, we came back here, and we've been working ever since. And the thing I've been working on today has been a very special First 20. And to be honest, I can't remember if I've talked about this already, because if I'm real honest, I've been really frazzled today, and I haven't been thinking clearly for some reason. So if I've already talked about this, I apologize. But on Friday, I'm doing a special First 20 where I look back at all the First 20s I released in 2017 and do like a top 10 video of the games that I found personally very interesting. And it's a huge deviation from the content we normally release, because generally every single thing that comes out on Stephen Plays is what I'll call top of the head content, where everything that's coming out of my mouth, all the commentary, is top of my head. There's nothing really planned about it. It's very rare for us to make content like that. So to make a top 10 video, it feels weird, because to make a video like that and to do it justice, you have to make a script. And I enjoy writing, and I do a pretty good job of writing how I would talk, but there's a big difference in writing in a casual style that reflects how you speak, and writing in such a way, and also reciting in such a way where it doesn't sound like you've written it. You want it to sound natural when spoken. You don't want it to sound like it is being read. And that is hard. That is very hard. So props to any and all channels out there who create that kind of content and do it, in a very professional way. Because, I wrote like 2,400 words in order to cover everything I wanted to say. And then I started recording it, and I am doing it in paragraphs, so I recorded a paragraph and I play it back, and I'm like, okay, that sounds like it's being read. So then I'm trying to figure out, like, is it the particular way I wrote something? Do some words need to change? Does it sound too mechanical? Is it the inflection in my voice? What is it that is contributing to that? And it is really hard. Like, it's super hard to even identify where the areas are, let alone try and fix them. And I've been doing that for now a few hours, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go to bed, because, it's like the quality has just gone down. So I'm gonna get a full night's rest, wake up, and then have at it again, finish the recording, and then also go over everything and try to make sure it's all up to, up to quality, because I want it to be a really good video. I never do this sort of thing, so when I do it, I want to do the absolute best I can. But it did give me absolutely a newfound respect for the people that create this sort of content on the regular, because writing this sort of stuff, writing it in such a way where it sounds like it's not being read, is really hard. Really, really hard. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow, finish up this video. That's like my only thing that I really have to get done. And then, actually on Saturday, we're seeing Thomas. I don't know what we're doing yet. I just know we're seeing Thomas. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?